You know, this man right here is supposed to be our owner. He's supposed to be the example of this promotion. This man right here is a disgrace to professional wrestling. This man right here gives wrestling promoters a bad name. Jerry Palmer, I hope Jeremy Vane rearranges your dental work.
Jerry Palmer pointing out that Rob Adonis has to be handcuffed to ringside.
Unfair, unwarranted, unfair, and bogus.
Very warranted, very fair, very much on the up and up, because Adonis has been a factor in several Jeremy Vane matches since his arrival, since Jeremy Vane hired him to become his bodyguard. And now, Anarchy Security, handcuffs in hand, are ready to cuff Rob Adonis.
Can I say something, Greg Hunter?
Why not?
I'm really disappointed that somebody that, you know, you're a gentleman. I'll give you that much. You're the voice of the National Wrestling Alliance here of NWA Anarchy. You know, I mean, you're somebody who I hold in high esteem. Now, why would you allow some kind of personal vendetta to sway your judgment?
You ever been slapped on national television? You ever had your glasses destroyed? You ever have a suit? You ever have good? And now they got the man handcuffed. You ever had a suit destroyed?
Greg Hunter, you got to take a lesson from me and learn how to keep your mouth shut.
You know how to keep your mouth shut? Folks, I will admit freely that I am not unbiased in this match. I am very biased. I will be perfectly happy if every single thing in that wheelbarrow at some point or another through the course of this match finds its way upside Jeremy Vane's head. I will be perfectly happy with that. It will not bother me in the slightest.
Well, you know, and I disagree with you on that one. Jeremy Vane is a fine, upstanding gentleman. He's a great athlete. Now look at that. Look at that. Look at Jerry Palmer. The bell hasn't rung. The match hasn't started. And all he's trying to do is attack Jeremy Vane from behind because, like you said, Jerry Palmer said it very, very clearly. He's not a wrestler. He's not the same caliber as Jeremy Vane.
Oh, no. We're in a wrestling match. I would agree with you. But this ain't a wrestling match. This is a fight. And I can assure you, just by looking at Jerry Palmer, he's been in a scrap or two throughout his life, I'm sure, and we've seen him hold his own in more than one fight here in NWA Anarchy.
Well, you know what, Greg Hunter? Tonight he's in there with an athlete the caliber of Jeremy Vane. Yeah, this may be a bunkhouse match, but it's still in the confines of a wrestling ring. And Jeremy Vane's a wrestler, and he'll persevere against the firemen.
Oh, he just palmed Jerry Palmer, and Jerry Palmer just rocked him with a right hand. They're trading leather. Neither one of these men in wrestling gear. Both of them dressed for a fight. They know what they've got coming. And Jerry Palmer rocking the untouchable, the four-time World Television Champion, the former Anarchy Tag Team Champion. And there is what might be the only wrestling maneuver we see all night, a power slam from Jerry Palmer.
Well, for the record, it's Jerry Palmer's fault that Jeremy Vane is no longer the television champion.
No, I wouldn't blame Truett Fields. He's the guy that beat him. That's neither here nor there. We have a stop sign. And that's Jerry Palmer loading up the ring. And would you look at this? Jeremy Vane throws it out of the ring. Bucket thrown in. Jeremy, as fast as Jerry Palmer throws weapons into the ring, Jeremy Vane gets rid of them. And now Vane comes after him. Right hand is blocked. Vane was relatively safe there in the ring. And now, what appears to be a pizza? Is that a pizza spatula I see?
That's a pizza peeler. Everything used to peel pizza out of the oven with.
Oh, he's peeling some skin.
Also, those drunk drivers you see on the street.
Yeah.
Jeremy Vane, that's what Jerry Palmer keeps in the back of his ambulance.
Oh, good grief. And now, I think a spur in the ring. I see a cowbell. And I see a coward backing off. Jeremy Vane is backing off. And Jeremy Vane, high hip lock out of the corner. And a cowbell upside the head.
I just want to let you know, I want to thank security for obtaining that cowbell. Obviously, it was attached to one of our fans that came here tonight.
Good grief. Now the spur, at least that looks like a spur. I know Jerry Palmer was wearing them when he came out. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a dog collar. Whatever it is, he used it to some great effect to pull Jeremy Vane down by the neck. And now, is that a lasso? Rob Adonis is trying to be a factor here, folks.
Well, I mean, the man's handcuffed. I don't think that's fair.
Jeremy Vane with the stop sign does absolutely nothing. Jeremy Vane staggers around like a man that missed last call. And now, our owner, lasso in hand, makes his way back into the ring. And now, well, one might say that Jeremy Vane is all tied up at the moment.
Oh, you're just enjoying this, aren't you?
Oh, immensely. Yes, I'm very much enjoying this. Jeremy Vane gets pulled right into a right hand. And now, trying to call a timeout. Good luck with that, buddy.
He should get it. He should get a timeout. Give it to him.
And Jerry Palmer does. Right hand, right between the eyes. And now, Jerry Palmer removes the lasso.
Greg Hunter, this is a wrestling ring. There's 4 poles, 3 ropes, a bunch of steel, a mat there. This is supposed to be a wrestling match. You're not supposed to be able to use weapons or anything like that. It's a disgrace. Jeremy Vane is a world-class wrestler. If he wanted to be a fighter, he would have been a fighter.
Jeremy Vane is a world-class wrestler. Jeremy Vane is being physically abused by our boss as we speak. As for weapons having no class, oh God. Well, I can't say that's a disappointment.
Oh, you know what? Would you just cut it out?
Cut what out?
Your hate for Jeremy Vane.
Well, I'll consider that as soon as this contest is over. Jeremy Vane, right now though, on the receiving end of a physical assault by Jerry Palmer. Rob Adonis still trying to become a factor here.
Yeah, but you know the thing about it is, you can say what you want to say, but at the end of the day, Jeremy Vane is still a world-class wrestler, and if it wasn't for all this garbage at ringside and the weapons too, Jeremy Vane would be in full control.
Jeremy Vane has the wheelbarrow, and he tries to use the wheelbarrow as a weapon. Jerry Palmer blocks it. It looked like they were headed in our general direction. Not exactly a place I care for either one of them to be at their current state of mind. As far away as I can stay from Jeremy Vane, I'm perfectly happy.
Hey, he bought you a new suit. Don't you worry about it.
He didn't buy me squat. Jerry Palmer brought me the new suit afterwards. Oh, good Lord. You could hear that.
Well, Greg Hunter, they've gone back to the locker room area.
Referee Harold James. Good Lord. Hip lock onto the entrance ramp. Jerry Palmer is having a field day. Rob Adonis tries to keep him from that wheelbarrow. I do believe we're about to have ourselves a hit and run. And, well,
they need to pull that man's license.
Well, this is Georgia. Give them time, they might. And right now, after a brief water break.
Now what was that used for? That was a defenseless man hitting a one-armed man. What a disgrace.
Rob Adonis and Jeremy Vane are very well acquainted with being disgraces and doing disgraceful things, and they are right here beneath our announced position now, dragging Jeremy Vane back to the ring. Jeremy Vane, who's been in a bad way since this match started. Jerry Palmer throws a garbage can in, and now Rob Adonis trying to get to that trash can before Jerry Palmer can get in the ring. Jerry Palmer gets the trash can, though. Boot to the midsection. Good thing for Vane. Oh, good Lord. Oh,
You see what happens when you lay down with dogs, you wake up with a trash can in your head.
and now Jeremy Vane, for the first time in this bunkhouse affair, is at some kind of offensive advantage. Now raining right hand down on the head of the owner of NWA Anarchy, Jerry Palmer.
Well, you know what? This is what he gets. He went into the match. He wanted to beat up on Jeremy Vane. He wanted to introduce weapons to the match. Now he's getting exactly what he deserves.
Trash can to the head of Jerry Palmer, and now close enough to where Rob Adonis can get a hand on him. Adonis can't get to Jerry Palmer now. Those handcuffs keeping him away. Jeremy Vane taking time to taunt. Vane has taken a great deal of abuse in this contest. He should not be giving Palmer time to recover here. Right hand is blocked. Right hand delivered. A pair of right hands by Palmer, but a knee by Vane and an elbow right to the back of the head.
Well, you know what? The thing about it is Jeremy Vane, like I said, he's out there beating him with wrestling moves. And the weapons, that's Jerry Palmer's fault.
Jerry Palmer on the receiving end of his own weapons now. You had to know that Palmer knew this might happen. When he came in here, he knew that this was a possibility. And now, Jeremy Vane using that cowbell to dig into the skull of Jerry Palmer.
The thing about it is on those cowbells, they have a very sharp edge, Greg Hunter. It's almost like a cookie cutter effect going through cookie dough.
Skin is not the toughest substance known to man, as we can see Jerry Palmer, our boss, lacerated from that cowbell. Jeremy Vane, I think, is slightly confused. He is ordering Harold James to count, but this is a bunkhouse match.
Thing is, I mean, oh, wait a minute.
Right hand's blocked here by Jerry Palmer. Boot to the midsection. I think that cowbell to the head may have rattled the brains of our boss, Jerry Palmer.
Well, his brains have been rattled for quite some time, Greg Hunter. If he got in this match with Jeremy Vane.
Vane now, trash can to the knee. To the knee of our boss, Jerry Palmer. Jerry Palmer has stated time and time again, I am not a wrestler. Again to the knees. Jeremy Vane applying his wrestling know-how to this fight. Picking out a body part and attacking it.
Greg Hunter, how appropriate is it, though, that Jerry Palmer has spent most of his adult life fighting fires, extinguishing fires, and now Jeremy Vane is going to extinguish the firemen.
Figure 4 leg lock applied by the untouchable Jeremy Vane. Right now, Jerry Palmer, the owner of NWA Anarchy, in a whole lot of pain. The figure 4 leg lock puts pressure on some 7 points of the leg simultaneously. A move created by Buddy Rogers, a former NWA World's Champion. A maneuver that has won numerous World's Heavyweight Championships throughout our sport. And right now, the full assault on the legs of Jerry Palmer. Now, again, using the trash can to the knee. Jeremy Vane very much looking to go back to this. Vane on the receiving end of a trash can lid. Jerry Palmer connects again. Palmer trying to fight through the pain. He's still in the figure 4.
And right there, Greg Hunter, it took the third shot to release the hold, but the one thing that would have really played out of Jerry Palmer's benefit, if you knock out Jeremy Vane, he goes limp. That's dead weight falling on your leg.
And now Jeremy Vane trying to get his way up. Jeremy Vane appears to be lacerated now as well. Jerry Palmer on his feet. Vane staggers in. Right hand is blocked. Palmer with an elbow. Right hand blocked. And a right hand to the midsection. Another shot to the head. Palmer sends Vane off. Reversal of the Irish whip. Right in the skull. And now,
I don't think Jerry Palmer knew exactly where he was. Just instinctively got that leg up when he saw the head because he stumbled right into it. But then again, that could also be the effects of the figure four on the knee.
now both men on their knees, slugging it out right here in the middle of the ring. This type of environment, so brutal, so punishing on the anatomy. Both men feeling it. Jerry Palmer with right hands, repeatedly bouncing them off the skull of the former television champion of the world 4 times over. Now, playing to the crowd, trying to use their energy as his own, trying to rouse himself. Right hand drills a bloody Jeremy Vane. Another one, and down goes Vane again, make it 3.
You know something, Greg Hunter? One man that was a part of many of these style of matches recently passed away. Sending our condolences to Gary Hart, a legendary NWA manager, who managed many of men in this situation. And right now, Jerry Palmer able to hit that power slam, but not able to capitalize on a pinfall.
Jeremy Vane power slammed. Palmer finally makes the cover, and only a 2 count.
Well, Greg Hunter, the thing about it is, Jerry Palmer, I mean, I don't know if he has enough strength to hold Jeremy Vane down, but at the same time, I don't know how much juice Jeremy Vane has left in his body to get up and take on Jerry Palmer. I mean, both these men have brutalized each other throughout this whole match.
Jeremy Vane is rapidly becoming a bloody mess. Jerry Palmer apparently stopped by Home Depot on his way to the Paul C. Parker Arena tonight for Hardcore Health. Jerry Palmer, lumber in hand, slides that into the ring. Blood loss becoming a factor now. Palmer obviously fatigued. He has been bleeding longer. Jeremy Vane, a much greater quantity of that viscous, life-giving fluid streaming down his face. The more blood you lose, the more energy you lose, the more fatigued you become, the less equilibrium you have. Both men looking for kicks. Both men delivering. Jeremy Vane down in the corner. Jerry Palmer, trash can lid off the skull. Rob Adonis screaming at Jeremy Vane. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Rob Adonis just snatched the key away from referee Harold James.
That's okay, it's legal.
Wait a minute, he's supposed to be handcuffed for the duration of this match.
He was handcuffed long enough.
Well, there's rules for this kind of match. He's got those handcuffs here now. It was a stated rule of this match that he had to be cuffed. And now using those cuffs as a weapon to assault
I tell you what, Greg Hunter, it's such a big deal to you, you go up there and handcuff him.
You out of your ever-loving mind. Rob Adonis now sets up the table. Adonis getting the lumber in position. He has dimmed the headlights of Jerry Palmer. Gives the key back to the referee. That's pretty useless now.
But you know what? It's an admirable thing.
What?
He gave the key back to the person who was owning it.
Jeremy Vane trying to exit the ring, doing so at some great labor. Jerry Palmer being spread out across that table.
Oh, this is going to be the end of it right here, Greg Hunter.
Oh, whoa! Rob Adonis shoved off by Jerry Palmer, impacting with the ropes. Jeremy Vane falls, crutches himself on the top rope, boot to the midsection, ace crusher. Good. If Jeremy Vane never has kids, folks, and by the looks of things, he probably won't.
Well, you know, I mean, first of all, we need to take a time out here. I mean, that's a very delicate part of the body that you need to have checked out.
Well, I'm sure it can wait till the end of the match or maybe tomorrow morning. Jeremy Vane precariously on that top rope. Adonis on the table, the recipient of the Ace Crusher. Jerry Palmer has the man up. Jerry Palmer rocket launches his man off into Rob Adonis, and then big splashes Adonis through the table.
Well, Greg Hunter, I mean, the thing, wait a minute now.
Cover 2, that will do